Hey guys, it's Michael Griswold, and this video is called How to Get Your Ex to Call You Back. This is one of the most difficult things to do, right? And this is something that most people have a lot of trouble with. Because if you can't talk to them or get your ex to communicate with you on your terms, it's going to be really tough to get your ex back, obviously. So what can you do? Well, you can try calling repeatedly. I once called my ex-girlfriend when I was trying to get her back 27 times in a row. That's a true story. Embarrassing, but true. You can try texting over and over. And maybe you've tried some kind of gimmick. I want to thank you for something and, call me back so I can thank you in person. Yeah, none of that stuff works. This is a completely different approach. And the reason that this is beneficial is because it's going to turn the tables on your ex, right? So right now, your ex is the one in control. They're the one that, calls the shots. Everything is done on their terms. But once you learn this little strategy, then it'll be different. And I actually borrowed this from a good friend of mine named Matt, who he was dating this girl at a time, and she had just broken up with him, and he was pretty tore up about it. She was the first girl he ever really liked, and the thought of losing her was pretty devastating. And in fact, she had broken up with him to go out with someone else, which is like double whammy, right? So she's not his girlfriend anymore. Now she's his wife. And they just recently had their first little boy. So obviously, this works. So here's what you're going to do. Here's what he said in a voicemail over the phone. And the delivery is important. And here's what you do. I've been thinking, and I like everything about you except your taste in men. And if you change your mind, you can call me. Now, can't you just hear the difference? I mean, think about some of the approaches that you've tried. Think about some of the ways that you've basically begged your ex to call you. Think about that and then contrast that with this. I've been thinking, and I really like everything about you except your taste in men. Now, if you change your mind, you can call me. Now, you hear the little bit of humor, the little bit of, funniness in it. And of course, if you're a girl, you can say, I've been thinking I like everything about you except your taste in women. And the way that this works is just amazing. By telling your ex you like everything about them except, you set yourself up as the one in control, the one making a choice, right? You're making a judgment about them, and by doing that, you put them in a position of wanting to earn your favor. This is a psychological phenomenon, just the way that it works. And by having it be slightly humorous, you disarm their defenses. So if you called them and said, you know what, I've been thinking, and I think you have really bad taste in men, and if it's really serious, then that's just going to be offensive. But by making it humorous, you make it disarming. And by delivering it in a way that's confident and secure, you show your ex without having to tell them that you don't need them. Now look, this is the key, because so often people want to act like, oh, I don't need them. But you show them by doing it this way that you don't need them. And that's way, way more powerful. And by inviting them to call you back, right, you give the impression that they are in control, even though you are the one who orchestrated it. So, so often it's the difficulty in getting reconciliation is having somebody make the first move, because we're proud, right? And nobody wants to lose face. So everybody wants to hold their ground. By giving them the opportunity to call you back, you make it easy for them to do so. And you do it in a way that is very clear and very confident about your intentions. This is absolutely money. And everybody that I've used this with, everybody that has used this has seen great results, because it's so, unusual. Your ex doesn't expect you to say something like this, especially if you've been really begging them. Now, it is pure genius persuasion, because it works on a psychological level. Now, there are a couple conditions about this. One is you have to believe what you're going to say and not just think of it as a trick, right? And in doing that, you get the pleasure of delivering it well, right? The delivery is important, obviously. The relationship needed to end without a lot of anger, or you need to have let the anger or the resentment, etc., pass in order for it to be effective. So in other words, don't hang up from the phone, with your ex from a fight after just begging her or him, or after just making some kind of scene, and then call up and try to use this, because it won't be believable, right? If your relationship ended poorly, then you have to give time for that to subside so that this can carry its full effectiveness. Now, I know that you can see the power of that, and I know that if you use it, you will get your ex to call you back, and you automatically turn the tides and become, even ever so subtly, the one in control. So to discover the other strategies and how to feel confident in, how to make your ex want only you, click on the link below to become a member of the M3 community. When you do, you'll be given access to all the strategies, approaches, and winning ways to make your ex crazy about you again. And if you end up getting married, you can feel free to name your firstborn after me. I'm Michael Griswold. Go ahead and click on the link below so that we can get started helping you to get your ex back and on the track that you want to be.